buttercup. You're a puppy dog. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, let's get into another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
And this article called Saquon Barkley is literally rewriting history for the wrong franchise.
Right.
You've probably seen the headlines.
Yeah.
But we're going to be looking beyond the stats to understand why this story, I think, resonates so much even beyond the football field.
Yeah, it's a really interesting case.
Yeah.
It makes you think.
It does.
You know, on the surface, you've got Saquon Barkley putting up these crazy numbers for the Eagles, while his old team, the Giants, are struggling without him.
Right.
But the wrong franchise thing, it digs into something a little deeper, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of the human element of it all, the idea of belonging and the impact these decisions have on everyone.
So let's set the stage here.
Okay.
Barkley's current team, the Philadelphia Eagles, they are sitting at a very pretty 9-2.
They are.
And he is a huge reason for that success.
Yeah, he's been playing lights out.
Meanwhile, his former team, the New York Giants, they're at a pretty dismal 2-9. And their running game is looking very anemic by comparison.
Just night and day.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, you know, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Barkley broke multiple Eagles franchise records.
Yeah.
He had 255 rushing yards.
Wow.
And 302 scrimmage yards in a single game against the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, he
Quickly.
followed that up with another
Ridiculous, just bonkers performance.
Yeah. He reached 500 scrimmage yards.
Over 2 games.
Over 2 games.
It's amazing.
And those are the kind of numbers that put you in the company of guys like, you know, Walter Payton, Ollie Matson.
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And the Eagles fans, you know, just to add insult to injury, have been chanting, "Thank you, Giants," during the games.
Oh, man.
It's brutal.
Salt in the wound.
It really highlights the contrast between the two teams right now.
No.
Barkley's averaging 9.8 yards per carry.
It's insane.
He's scoring almost at will.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Giants, who only managed 76 total rushing yards in their game against the Buccaneers. So the question on everyone's mind is, why did the Giants let him go in the first place?
Right.
I mean, sure, they were in rebuild mode. They were trying to, you know, save some money.
Yeah.
But was it really the right call to let go of a potential franchise cornerstone, especially when he is now thriving elsewhere?
Well, the article suggests that the Giants' logic was based on a few different things.
Okay.
They wanted to prioritize developing younger, cheaper players.
Okay.
And there was also this sense that Barkley, who had been dealing with some injuries, might be past his prime.
Yeah, but that's a risky bet though, right?
It is.
To just assume that a player like Barkley wouldn't bounce back, especially when you consider the potential long-term value
Absolutely.
of having a player of his caliber just leading your team.
I mean, it's a classic dilemma that teams in rebuild mode always face.
Right.
Do you go for the short-term savings and hope for that potential upside with the younger guys?
Yeah.
Or do you stick with the proven star even if it comes at a higher price?
Right.
Clearly, the Giants chose the former, and, well, hindsight's making that decision look a little rough right now.
But the article goes even deeper than just the sort of financial aspect of it, right?
It does.
It argues that the Giants lost more than just a player when they let Barkley walk.
Mm-hmm.
They lost a part of their identity, you know?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's really fascinating because it touches on this idea that a franchise player is more than just their stats.
Right.
Like, for many Giants fans, Barkley was the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah.
You know, he embodied their hopes for the future.
Yeah.
And so when he left, it really left a void
Yeah.
that's hard to fill.
So even if the Giants felt they made, you know, the quote-unquote correct financial decision, they may have underestimated that emotional impact
For sure.
on the team and on the fans.
Absolutely.
It's like they traded away a piece of their soul.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that wrong franchise idea really hits home. It's not just that the Giants made, you know, a questionable personnel move. It's that they let go of a player who, in many ways, defined what their franchise stood for.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's about more than just the game at that
Yeah.
point. And to see him doing so well with the division rival, you know,
Right?
it just adds salt to the wound.
It does.
It's not just that he's putting up the numbers, it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
The Eagles seem to have unlocked something in Barkley that we just didn't really see consistently with the Giants.
That's what's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's this idea that Barkley's success isn't just about his own, you know, individual talent.
Right.
It's about finding the right system that allows him to thrive.
Yeah.
It's almost like a plant that needs the right soil and sunlight to really reach its full potential.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And the article really emphasizes how the Eagles have built this system that just complements Barkley's strengths perfectly.
Okay.
Their offensive line is arguably one of the best in the league.
It's a good line.
You know, they're giving him time and space to operate.
Yeah.
Their offensive scheme really utilizes his versatility as a runner and receiver, creates these mismatches.
Right.
Defenses are struggling to contain him.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff, they clearly understand how to use him,
Right.
how to maximize his abilities.
So it's not just about having the superstar player.
No.
It's about having the right pieces around that player to unlock that potential.
It's a team effort.
It really is. It makes you wonder if the Giants, even if they'd catch Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
would they have been able to create that same environment for him to succeed?
I mean, it's a hypothetical.
Yeah.
We can't really know for sure,
Right.
but it's definitely something to think about.
For sure.
I mean, the Giants' offensive line, it's been inconsistent.
Right.
And their offensive scheme, it hasn't always played Saquon Barkley's strengths.
Right.
It's possible that even if he stayed, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing now
Right.
with the Eagles.
Yeah. And now they're really kind of facing the consequences of their decision, right?
Yeah.
Not just the struggles on the field, but the emotional toll that it's taking on their fan base.
Absolutely.
It's like they lost their standard bearer, their symbol of hope.
Yeah. Tough situation for the Giants fans, for sure.
It is.
And it raises questions about, you know, the long-term vision of that organization.
Yeah.
Was letting Barkley go just a short-sighted move?
Right.
Did they underestimate his value to the team?
Yeah. Both on and off the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they thought they could find another player to fill that role.
Right.
But as we're seeing, it's not that easy to replace a guy like Saquon Barkley.
You can't just plug and play a superstar. Right?
Especially not when he's performing at this level for a rival team.
Yeah, it's a reminder that sometimes the most impactful players aren't just the ones with the big numbers.
Yeah.
It's the ones who embody the spirit of the team, the ones who inspire their teammates and the fan base.
Yeah, they bring that intangible something.
And it's not just in football, right?
No, not at all.
I think this idea of fit and environment, it applies to so many aspects of life.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a job or a relationship, you know,
Yeah.
even a creative pursuit or something.
Finding that right environment where your skills and your talents can shine. It can make all the difference.
So while the Giants, you know, they might be regretting their decision to let Barkley walk,
Sure.
it's also possible this move was necessary for him to reach his full potential.
It's true.
Almost like he needed to leave the nest and find a new environment to really spread his wings and fly.
It's a fascinating perspective.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the idea that sometimes what seems like a setback or a loss
Right.
can actually be this catalyst for growth,
Yeah.
for transformation.
Yeah. You got to kind of reevaluate
Exactly.
your path and adjust your course.
Yep. And discover those new strengths and possibilities.
Makes you wonder, is there like a lesson here for everyone, even, you know, if you're not a professional athlete?
Oh, absolutely.
Like-
I think this whole thing with Barkley and the Giants,
Yeah.
it's really like a microcosm of something we all deal with.
Okay.
Finding that right fit.
Yeah.
You know, it's about recognizing that talent alone isn't always enough.
Right.
You need that right environment, the right support, the right opportunity
Yeah, to really flourish.
to truly flourish.
So it's not just being good at something.
No.
It's about finding that place where your skills are valued and where you have the resources to reach your full potential.
Exactly. And sometimes that means making those tough choices,
Right.
like leaving a comfortable situation or taking a risk on something new. You know, Barkley could have stayed with the Giants,
Right.
but he chose to bet on himself
Yeah.
and find that environment where he could thrive.
It's like he really trusted his gut,
He did.
that there was something more out there,
Yeah.
and that self-awareness
Absolutely.
and courage to pursue his own path.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, it's something we can all learn from, for sure.
Yeah, big time.
It's a reminder that, you know, success isn't this straight line.
No, it's not.
You know, there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be detours, there's going to be doubt.
Absolutely. You're going to hit those roadblocks.
Yeah, but just got to keep learning and keep growing.
Keep pushing, keep searching for that place where you can make your mark.
And sometimes that place might be totally unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
A place you never thought you would be.
Absolutely.
Barkley's story is really proof that, you know, even when things don't go according to plan, even when you face adversity,
Yeah.
there's always that possibility of finding a new and even better path forward.
100%.
So I guess as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
the big question for our listeners is,
What is it?
what is your right fit?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What is that environment? What is that team? What is that pursuit
Yeah.
that will allow you to really just shine your brightest?
I love that.
Yeah.
Are you surrounded by people who believe in you?
Yeah.
Are you challenging yourself, pushing those boundaries?
Are you settling?
Ooh, are you settling?
Yeah.
That's the big question.
I think these are questions worth asking ourselves
At any point.
at any point, no matter what stage of life we're in.
Yeah.
Because this search for the right fit, it's an ongoing journey. It really is.
It is.
And it's never too late to reevaluate our path
Never too late.
and make adjustments to make sure we're heading in the direction that truly fulfills us.
Love it.
And hey, you never know. Maybe, just maybe, there's a thank you chant out there waiting for ya.
You never know. It could be right around the corner.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, never stop searching for your own personal touchdown dance.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have the ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a puppy dog. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.